Some years back, I was on a particular job, and as early as 3 a.m., I'm awake not to read or study or do any other thing but to prepare for work. And by 4 a.m., I'm already on the road to work. And I thought I was the only one. To my surprise, I met several other persons on the road to work. And it was as if someone is chasing every one of us. We were practically running to work. And I was wondering, I was supposed to resume work for 8 a.m., but as early as 3 a.m., I'm already awake and preparing for work in a bid to beat the traffic. And that means that I have done 4 to 5 hours work before resuming work by 8 a.m. And come to think of it, the 3 to 5 hours work that I've put into getting to work does not add anything to my growth. That is frustrating. And in a way, I reached out to some other persons. How have you been doing it for this couple of months and probably years? And the response I got was that I had to adapt. That's frustrating. And of course, I didn't continue that way. And that's why I'm going to be discussing the most important factor to escaping the rat race and achieving financial freedom early, even if you currently have zero assets. This is very important. I am Tony Obafemi. I'm an author, a coach, and a medical doctor, and I'm passionate about harnessing positive thoughts for a better life and greater impact. So first, we need to understand what we meant by the rat race. Now, the rat race has to do with working from paycheck to paycheck. One is working but not fulfilled. Many people cannot last more than a month before being broke. And that's why I'm asking you today. How many months are you away from being broke if you stopped working right now, or if you were fired from your job? So how many months are you away from being broke? And that is why you need to move from the rat race to being financially free. And that is what I'm sharing with you today. So what is financial freedom? Of course, financial freedom is having enough passive income to take care of your living expenses, so that in a way you don't have to work any longer. So if you are fired from your job, you have something to fall back on, or if you decide to retire, you have something to fall back on to take care of your living expenses. And that is what we meant by financial freedom. And this is achieved when your asset generates enough income, to cover for your expenses. Of course, we have what we call assets, and we have liabilities. Of course, in a simple term, asset is anything that brings money into your pocket, while liabilities are those stuffs that take money out of your pocket. Is that okay? Now, this is just simple. So when your passive income is greater than your living expenses, that means that at that point you are financially free. So in a way, you have the time to do other things if you decide not to work any longer. That's why we have quite a number of benefits to being financially free. So you are not anxious. You have reduced financial stress. You are able to pursue what you like. Many people, they actually don't like their jobs, but they keep on working in that particular job so as to pay their bills. So they don't even have the time to pay attention to that thing that they love to do. But when you are financially free, that will help you. It will give you the time to pursue your passions and your interests. So in that way, you will be more fulfilled. And in fact, even your passion can bring in more income to you. So it's very important that you are financially free. So of course, you have more time for your family, your relatives, and other people that you need to pay attention to. The benefits of financial freedom, it's in a way countless. We can continue to mention or list the benefits of financial freedom. I'll leave you to that to mention that. I'm particular about the most important thing that you need to do that will move you from the rat race to becoming financial free. This is important. And now, what is the most important factor to escaping the rat race and achieving financial freedom early, even if you have zero assets? Now, let's get to it. Now, first of all, every one of us, we have two assets that is common to every single one of us. Even if you have zero assets, you have these two that is credited to you, and that is time and your mind. All right. So time is, of course, an asset, and in a way it cannot be replaced, so it's an asset that is given to you equally. Either you are poor or rich, young or old, you are given time. It's an asset that you need to actually convert. All right. Then you have your mind. All right. Out of these two, the most important factor to achieving financial freedom is your mind. It's not even the time, but your mind, because it's the most important. Of course, every other thing comes after that. So your mind is the most important factor to achieving financial freedom. So if you find yourself in the rat race, you are working paycheck to paycheck, and you are like, how would I go about it? You have financial troubles and all that, then you need to pay attention to your mind. And that is what I'm talking about today. All right. Why did I conclude that your mind is the most important factor in getting you from the rat race to being financially free? It's because you are the product of your mind. Anything you have today, it's as a result of what you have in your mind. Little wonder the Holy Bible says that be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. That means, in a way, transformation has to do with a change. So if you want to change your life, you need to change your thought, or you need to change what is in your mind. So you are a product of your mind. So if you are poor, it's because you think like a poor person. And if you are rich, you are thinking like a rich person. So what will translate you from the rat race to being financially free? It's your mind. Now, becoming a millionaire is not what really matters. What really matters is who you become on your path to becoming a millionaire. That is why when you eat your first million, you can always repeat that, because it's not about getting the money that actually matters. It's about the person you become to get the money. And that is why the difference between the wealthy and the poor, it's not even their money. The difference between the rich and the poor is not their money, but their mindset. There's what we call mindset. We call it mindset because it's from two words, mind and set. That means the mind is set. All right. Okay. So you have a state of mind that is set. It's just like using when you use sand and cement together, it sets. All right. So your mind in a way is set. You have work to do to actually mold your mind in the right perspective. So the difference between the rich and the poor is not their money, but their mindset. So if you want to escape the rat race, you need to change or look into the way you think. So what should you do now? First, you need to feed your mind with the right information. So if you want to see a result in a particular aspect of your life, then you need to look for information in that aspect that will change you. So if you are not financially free, that means that you are not knowledgeable enough in that aspect, or probably you have the knowledge, but you are not working on what you have known. All right. And that is what would mean, that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is getting to know that particular subject, while wisdom is acting on what you have known. So you need to feed your mind with the right information. If you need to be financially free, then you need to pick up books on finance. You need to understand. You should know that finance or being financially free is like a game. So you need to understand the game so that you can play the game properly. If you don't understand the game The game is originally set to be against you. So you need to understand that game so that you can turn the game in your favor. That's what we are talking about. Of course, you need to read books, you need to pick up books in this area. You need to listen to those that have achieved what you intend to achieve. This is important. So you need to listen to people that have achieved financial freedom. Go hear from them, pick up their books, listen to their podcast, audiobooks, resources that will be helpful to you. And of course, the most important aspect of it is you need to act on what you have learned. Without acting, nothing happens. I mean, nothing happens. So you need to act on what you have learned. So if you want to be financially free, you need to be voracious in terms of getting information on finances. Get books that will help you in that area. Listen to resources that will give you an edge in that area. And of course, you get to it, you hit the road awesome by acting on what you have learned. By doing this, you will move from the rat race to being financially free. And this is important. Now, I will leave you with this. The best way to predict your future is to create it, by Abraham Lincoln. So the best way to actually predict your future, it's not about praying about it, it's not about waiting for it, it's not about hoping for it, but you need to create it. And that is what we are talking about. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section in terms of the most important way or the most important factor to take you from the rat race to being financially free. I want to hear from you. And don't forget to like this video and turn on the notification so that you hear more from me as I'll be dropping similar videos in the future. Thanks for joining me today.